You're watching Talk with Audrey. Welcome back. Well, as you know, getting a driver's license is a huge achievement in a teenager's life, but driving also carries a lot of risk. David Harkey is the president of the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and he joins me today with some information for parents about a new resource to turn to for expert advice on safely navigating this milestone. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Audrey. Glad to be here.
Yep, I'm a grandparent, and I'm nervous because my grandchildren are getting to be that age, and it won't be long before they start driving. So I can imagine how nervous parents might be. So what factors should parents consider when their teen is starting to drive?
Yeah, I think one of the things you start with as a parent is understanding the risk of driving as a teen. And nationally, teens are about 4 times more likely than those 20 and older to get involved in a crash. And so there is a higher degree of risk in those formative years of driving. In the U.S., in 2019, more than 3,000 teens lost their lives in crashes. And so it is something that we want parents to be aware of. And it's why we're rolling out this roadmap for parents to help them when it comes to choosing a vehicle that will protect their teen and keep them out of a crash, or having that conversation about the rules and restrictions you want to put in place to help protect them, or how to use technology to protect them. So those are the kind of the 3 components of the new resource that we're putting out there for parents.
And when it comes to those risks and the things that parents really need to be aware of, the kids are concerned about having a hot car, right? I mean, that's the way that is. So how important is the choice of a vehicle?
The choice of a vehicle is really important, both when it comes to protecting that teen and their passengers if they do get involved in a collision, and with trying to keep them out of a collision to start with. One of the things that we do annually now in combination with Consumer Reports is we put out a best vehicle list, both used vehicles and new vehicles, for parents to consider for their teen. And this includes some of the technologies that we're talking about, driving assistance technologies like automatic emergency braking, blind spot assist, lane departure warning. Those are on the new vehicle list of vehicles that are out there these days. But it's really important for parents to pick a vehicle that will both protect their teen and help them when they may make a bad decision on the roadway, and you don't want them to get in a crash as a result of making a bad decision, whether it's choosing a speed or trying to pick a gap and merging with traffic or something. Some of these technologies can help with that.
When I learned how to drive, it was with a stick shift. And you mentioned some of the safety technologies that parents might look for. What sorts of technologies wouldn't be so good for teen drivers?
Well, one of the things that we are concerned about when it comes to all drivers, but particularly teen drivers starting out, are some of the more advanced driver assistance systems at this time. These are systems that can both control the steering of the vehicle, so kind of lane keeping systems, at the same time that it can control braking and throttle control, so adaptive cruise control systems. And so you put those together and you have what are called partially automated systems that can allow you to remove your hands from the steering wheel for a short period of time, or do something other than be strictly paying attention to the roadway. Those are not systems that are really good for teen drivers. And so you want them to be constantly engaged in the driving task. And so sticking with the driving assistance systems that we were talking about earlier is the way to go at this point in time.
What conversation would you advise parents to have with their teen before they hand over the keys to the car?
Yeah, one of the things that we offer when you start communicating with your teen that's part of this resource package is a contract. And so it can lay out those rules of the road, so to speak, that you want to put in place with your teen. That they have to be home by a certain time. So if you want them Not out driving past 8 o'clock, put that in the contract. No passengers in the vehicle, put that in the contract. Make sure they're wearing their seatbelt. Make sure they are obeying all of the traffic laws, especially speed limits. And at the same time, part of this contract is for you as a parent to spend as much time as you can out there on the road with them in all kinds of roadway conditions, roadway environments, weather conditions, and that you will continue to support them in a positive way. So there are pieces of this contract that go both ways, and that's really important when you're communicating with your teen.
All right. Well, you laid it out quite nicely, David. Where can we go for access to those guides?
Yeah, so this resource is available on our website at iihs.org, and you can find these materials there. You can also find those used and new vehicle lists on our website as well that we recommend for parents if they're thinking about a vehicle for their teen.
All right. David Harkey, the president of the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, has been my guest. You've given us some great information. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Audrey.